What's up guys, Joseph Rackets here, and today in this video I'm going to be training chest with Brad. This video specifically we're going to focus on the reasons why your chest is probably not growing. So we're going to share a lot of tips and tricks that we like to use in our training. Hopefully you guys learn a thing or two. Don't know what I was going to say. Oh, yeah, we're just talking about crypto, that's right. Bitcoin has gone through the bottom of the earth, man. It's 72k, the all-time high. I think it just hit 50k. Yeah, that's why I just said to Joseph just before I started the video. I was like, if I don't mention it to you now, I'm going to have to mention to you sometime around this video. So that's what we're laughing at. No, we can talk about it in my video. My video is, yes, this is a gym-specific video, chest-specific, but my videos are quite long now. They're more of like a vlog style, so anything else that comes through, you're probably going to hear about it as well. But yeah, crypto's destroyed, man. It's just, and the thing is, I love when crypto crashes. I love when Bitcoin goes down because I can buy it cheap. The only problem, when Bitcoin crashes, everything crashes with it. So all my profits in like my meme coins, I can't really cash out because they're not at an all-time high. So it's like a catch-22. But you know, if you're pretty liquid at this time, it's a perfect time to buy. You know, there's some big whales buying right now. I think, have you heard about that guy that's buying 100 a day? Yeah. He just bought 400 today, which is like 22 million. It's like, I don't know who he is. Some people are saying it's Jeff Bezos. Some people are saying it's Michael Dell, but we don't know. Anyway, crypto teaches you to be almost tough. Like you can lose like 6 figures in less than an hour. And you're just like, huh.
It's just managing the volatility of it. It's like one minute it's all green, everyone's happy. Next minute it's all red, everyone's fearful.
The thing that I want most people to understand is if you're actually a true Bitcoin maxi and you believe in Bitcoin long term, like 10, 20 years, and you don't have 1,000 plus Bitcoin, you should be happy when the Bitcoin price is crashing because you can buy it cheaper. It's just like a Black Friday sale. You're getting a Black Friday sale on Bitcoin. So stack up, buy as much as you can. If it hits 100k, you double your money. 50k right now.
Copy this.
It is what it is. All right, let's get started, eh? All right, guys, first exercise that we are doing today for this chest workout is a pictorial fly. Now, why am I doing a pictorial fly? Because I believe a lot of issues that people face when they're training their chest is they train their chest before it's warmed up. So when they try and do a pushing movement, their shoulders take over. I like to use a fly, basically just focus on pumping the chest full of blood. That's all I'm trying to do. I'm trying to wake up that muscle and I'm trying to establish that muscle-mind connection, get that blood into the muscle, so then when I do start my pressing exercises, it's going to be easier for me to have that muscle-mind connection. It's going to be easier for me to activate my chest. We're not going to start on the full stack though, are we? Wow. A huge mistake that I see so many people making is they're not really focused on the muscle they're trying to work. So they'll do an exercise like this, flies, and they're just mindlessly going through the movement. What you have to do is you have to try and have a connection with your mind. So you have to think of your chest, stretching, squeezing, contracting, and using your pecs to bring that weight in rather than your shoulders and your arms and your biceps. You want to put all that stress in the muscle that you're trying to work.
I always say for anybody doing a pec deck, you should never look like you're like hugging a big tree. Like you should never be in this position. Always try and aim, like squeeze your scapula. So if I squeeze my scapula against the bench now, think about bringing my bicep to my chest. So squeeze my scaps, biceps to chest, you're going to get maximum contraction on your pec. And then a big mistake that I did with my pec is like, my triceps used to be way stronger than my chest. So when I used to press and stuff, I used to press way more with my tricep than I actually did my chest.
Yeah.
And that's just me, you know, I never genetically had a great chest, but like it took time to really develop it, really grow it.
And you learn along the way, you know. Stretch, squeeze, stretch, squeeze. And I can see right now the muscle-mind connection that Brad is using. I can tell he's fully understanding what's happening, and he's fully connecting with that muscle that he's trying to work. He's not just mindlessly going through the movement, which I see so many people do. Also, I think another mistake that a lot of beginners make, obviously flies is a very good exercise, but I think if you're a beginner, you should use a machine when doing a flying movement over dumbbells. Dumbbells, it's a lot harder to actually connect and activate your pecs, and especially when you're lying down on the bench. When you bring it all the way up, that tension is off your chest because the dumbbell's on, you know, there's no gravity pulling against it. And if you use a machine, you can bring it all the way together, and because it's a machine, that tension's still pulling against you, so the muscle's still under contraction. So it's a lot harder to establish the pecs and activate the pecs doing a dumbbell fly than it is a machine fly. I definitely still do my dumbbell flies from time to time, but it's a lot more focused and a lot more concentrated.
What do you feel like the stretch is like? Do you want to add more?
Yeah, a little bit more actually, eh? Yeah.
This is 2, yeah?
Oh, that's it.
Let's go.
For example, right here, right now, there's a lot of tension on my chest. If I have dumbbells and I'm lying down, there's no tension pulling against you. And that's why when I do my dumbbell flies, I often just go like this. Partial. So there's always that tension. Yeah, my chest is already pumped, all that blood's in there.
I always like to do one isolation movement before I start training chest. Why? Because it's like what Joseph said, it's, you know, it allows you to get a good mind to muscle connection. It allows you to get a good pump in your chest, which just means when you go on to then press, you're going to connect with your chest way more. You know, kind of just when you're pressing, you're going to have a lot more tension in on your chest.
Yeah. When it comes to chest training and building your chest, what do you believe is like the perfect amount of frequency that you should train in a week? Do you believe in high volume once a week, or do you believe in less volume but train it 2 or 3 times a week? For someone that's struggling to grow and develop their chest.
Again, I am still a believer in like less is more in a lot of sense. You know, just go in the gym have one good quality workout in the week.
Yeah.
other than think that you need to keep doing it more and more. And I think just focus on key areas. Mind to muscle connection, like building that connection with your chest, building strength in your chest, and building just form and execution. What I mean by that is just being able to control weight. You know, control the press, control the negative. I think if you just focus on those areas, not how much you train in chest, and every time you go in the gym, all those areas getting better, without a doubt your chest will improve.
Yeah, and I know so many people that, you know, have a lacking and underdeveloped chest. And, you know, when I ask them, is your chest sore after your chest workout? They often say no. Right there, that tells me that's because their form is incorrect. So they might be training chest, but they're not really activating as much as they could. They're doing a dumbbell press, but their shoulders are rolling over. So they're pretty much just shoulder pressing everything. And that is why their chest isn't sore, their chest is not getting enough stimulation, therefore it's not getting the growth that their shoulders are. So nailing your form is the #1 most important thing first. And there's so many different, you know, adjustments you can make to your form. Make sure your shoulders are not rolling over. Make sure your elbows are not too flared. It's best to, you know, tuck your elbows a little bit, but not too much, because if you tuck them too much, your triceps take over. So you have to find that sweet spot. I don't know if you do this, but this is what I do if I try and activate my chest and deactivate my shoulders. I like to drop my traps down, pinch my shoulder blades back together, puff my chest up just like I'm Arnold, and bench press. Instead of pushing the weight up, I try and push myself back into the pad. Even though it's technically the same thing, just next time you're on a bench press, try not to push the weight up, because when you push it up, your shoulders like to come over. So instead, push your body back into the pad. Something that I like to do.
Short example for it, you know, when we do a press. But if you look at it this way, when you train chest, a lot of people when they try and press with the weight, right? Try and think if you were to be crushed, right? You would hold the weight like this, yeah? You wouldn't allow the weight to crush you. So you'd naturally hold the weight like this. When you press, think about you're gonna go backwards, the weight's gonna go forwards. And that is gonna keep your scapula locked down. And I guarantee you by just thinking about that alone, you will hit PBs in your next chest session. You'll get a way better contraction, hit more PBs, just by thinking about moving backwards when you press. Because you'll be way more locked in.
PBs as in personal best, not peanut butter. Fuck, there's a new scam going around. Have you seen it on Instagram? What people do, they send you a package from Amazon. You know, it could be anything. Could be a book. Could be a little gift box. Could be, I don't know, a watch or whatever. Obviously, you don't know who it's from. In the gift that you receive, there's a note. It's a letter, and it says, "Do you want to find out who this gift is from? Scan the QR code." So obviously, like, oh, who sent me this? Scan the QR code, and scanning that QR code is the scam and is the hack, and it gives them access, you know, to your phone.
How do they get your address to send the?
Probably just random. Like they wouldn't know who it's really going to.
Yeah. But they wouldn't know who scans it and it comes through.
And the thing is, it comes from like Amazon. So they've sent it with the Amazon packaging. So you think, oh wow, it's from Amazon. Who sent me this book? And it tells you to scan the QR code to find out who sent it. So crazy. So if you get a random package, turn up at your door, just use the gift and don't scan the QR code. Who cares who it's from? You've got the gift.
What gifts are they sending out is the question.
I think mostly like books. Yeah. But yeah. Crazy, eh? Anyway, what do you want to do next?
Let's do a press.
Yep.
Let's do a press.
Second exercise for chest, we are going on to a press. Now, I don't actually like bench press that much. I don't believe bench press is the best exercise for building the chest. I think there are a lot better pieces of equipment to use to build your chest than a bench press. When you're doing a bench press, there is going to be a lot of shoulder activation. So I'm a big believer in using machines that complement your chest and giving the allowance for more activation in the muscle that you're trying to work. This machine here, I love. And the reason that I love it is because it allows me to bring my elbows really close, push forward, and then squeeze with the pecs. I don't get that squeeze and contraction like this on a bench press because my elbows are just so flared. So I think if I can activate my chest better using a machine like this, it's going to be better for growth. Therefore, I'm going to base majority of my exercises around things that allow for that. For example, this one. So you can just see all that tension on the chest right there. Stretch, squeeze. I know for a fact I cannot get that feeling on a bench press. This is probably one of my favorite exercises, this one.
Are you using the outside grip?
I use whatever you feel comfortable, but I use the
close one.
yeah. So you can just see all that tension there in the pecs. Like, look at that. Where I'm sure on a bench press, you don't really get that same contraction, do you?
No, never. It all depends on your hand position as well.
Yeah.
You know, like when I use a wider hand position like this, I still get a lot of tricep. Even though you probably think I'm closer now, I should get tricep, I actually get way more chest. Like,
yeah.
Already there, I can squeeze my chest. Like, I can never get my chest that contracted on a wide grip.
Never, never. So you guys just have to think about it logically. Like, if you want to build the chest, you need to do exercises that you feel in your chest the most. I feel this exercise in my chest 100 times more than doing a bench press. Therefore, I do this a lot more than I do bench press. Also, it's a lot safer as well. I know I can go max heavy on this to failure, and I'm not really scared of tearing a pec. I'm scared to go max heavy on a bench press, so. It's how a pec tear happens, man. That pec tear will put you out for 6 months. 20?
Yeah, let's go 20. I have a question for the videographer, man. My mic is on red. Does that mean it's on or off? It means it's recording. We're just making sure, guys. We don't want to get to the end of the video and me to notice this red light for so long.
So the way I like to train, guys, is every set I like to progress up in weight. Then sometimes, not all the time, the last set I'll pull the weight off and just do a pump and just focus on just getting that blood of the muscle. But right now, at the start of my workouts, while I do have that energy and the strength, I like to kind of overload my muscle with a bit of weight.
You go 20?
Yep. All right. So what are the most common mistakes that you see people in the gym making who struggle to, I guess, grow their chest? It's probably one of the most common problems I see with Google and YouTube searches, how to get a big chest.
I think everybody immediately thinks strength. Everybody wants to be strong, right? If you get a group of, 5 lads who train, it's like always, who's the strongest, and if you're not strong, you're just gonna lift with like really shit form to try and beat your friend. And it's just like, one of you, it just takes one of you to get injured and then everyone else starts thinking, oh, maybe that wasn't the best thing to do. So let's hope it's not you for starters, but just don't chase strength, chase form and execution. Really master form. If you master form, your strength will come. And if you have a training partner that's stronger than you, like at the end of the day, we're lifting now. Yeah, it's nice to have a bit of competition, but really, like, I don't care what Joseph lifts. He doesn't care what I lift. We're just here to train well with each other and have a good kind of chemistry when we train. And it's like, I think a lot of kind of guys today, mainly younger guys, if you've got a training partner who's stronger than you, you're always doing your best to keep up with them. But are you keeping up with them, or is your form just getting worse and worse? So don't try and chase it all the time. If he's way ahead, he's way ahead. Accept it. You're on your own mission. But if he's way ahead and pushing weights that maybe he shouldn't be pressing, If he tears his pec, he's out for 6 months and his physique's ruined. Yours is not. So protect your physique, protect your strength in the way, and just keep mastering your form. That's the best advice
100%. And you're a bodybuilder essentially and not a weightlifter. It's irrelevant how much weight you lift, it's about how much stress and tension you can put that muscle under. So every time I'm lifting, you ideally want to make it as hard as possible for yourself. And if you get too caught up in your ego, which I guess all guys have at some point in their lifting career, all you're doing is deactivating the muscle that you're trying to work by adding extra weight. So you're getting less stress on the muscle you're trying to work and therefore less growth. At the end of the day, when you're walking down the street or on the beach or at the pool, they don't know how much you bench press, but they can see how big your chest is and how developed it is. So always think, is what I'm doing giving me the maximum benefit for growth, or am I just trying to lift the most weight?
Let's go, come on. Good, let's go, come on. Easy. Good. Good, let's go. Let's go. Good. Easy work. Easy work. Don't chase your training partners. I'm definitely not letting Joseph win. No, but in all honesty, like, protect your physique at all costs. Protect your physique. Protect your muscles. Don't tear. Don't be stupid. Protect your waist. Protect everything. That's how you build the best look. Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 3.
Nice, bro.
5, 6, 7, 8. Yep. 9. Yep. 10.
Sometimes the best trick to getting ahead is just injury prevention, because it prevents you from going backwards.
I learned that the hard way. Like, it's, you know, I was just always have the mentality where I would push so much until I got injured all the time. I would have to take 6 weeks off. I would push stupid again until I got injured all the time. If I just moved forward at a slower pace but more consistent and didn't get injured, you would end up, you would win, you would be further in the race.
Yeah.
So, it's just training smart. Have you dropped weight or added weight?
Now, we'll do one more add, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, guys, you either learn the hard way or you just watch this video and then start training properly.
What did you add?
10.
10?
Yeah.
And there's always 2 ways. You'll watch this video, because I'm going to put myself in your shoes. You're going to watch this video and be like, oh, shut up. Let me push on. Let me push on. Okay, then push on. You're going to learn one way or the other. Either way, you're going to have to learn.
Yeah.
Or you watch this video and you're like, okay, I'm going to trust that these guys know what they're talking about. I'm going to trust it, and I'm going to listen. In my opinion, you're going to get way further. So either way, you're going to have to learn. You either learn now to listen to someone who's made mistakes in the past, or you have to go make the mistake yourself. You have to touch the fire to get burnt.
Yeah.
And that's the best way I can put it.
Yeah. You should never lift heavy if your form is getting sacrificed. Only lift heavy if your form is still on point. Mike O'Hearn is a great example. Extremely strong, like phenomenally strong. Never been injured in his life, ever, nothing. Now, if you watch him train, I've actually trained with him. We did chest and golds in LA. I trained with him, we're doing incline bench. 4 plates on each side, 420s. It's 180 kgs on incline bench. Most people, when they're doing a big set like this, it's like this. Ooh. I kid you not, Mike did 140, it's 180. 180 kgs, it was like this. It was like he was filming a demonstration video. his form was textbook perfect. And all of his movements are like that. So he's kept his form, and that's why he hasn't got injured, even though he's using these crazy weights.
Let's go, come on. Let's go. Press.
So what I'm doing there, guys, I'm not pushing the weight forward. I'm pushing myself back into the pad every single rep. And that allows me to keep my shoulders back and all that stress in my chest.
Yep, here we go. Yep. 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yep.
6.
Yep.
Good machine, I like this.
So good.
Good connection.
So good if you really want to work the chest. All right, what's next?
There's another really good incline one we can use.
Yeah,
Yeah,
incline.
let's do an incline press.
And that's another mistake I think people often make when they're training chest. They don't focus on a big compound movement right away. You have to put some weight behind the chest. And then the second mistake after that is not enough incline work. Upper chest is always the hardest part of the chest to develop. Your shoulders like to take over. So making sure that you have some incline work in your chest routine is going to be key to developing a full, well-developed chest. But the form that you use when doing incline is even more important because your shoulders are just so much more engaged during an incline movement. Anyway, we'll make our way over, eh? So another big problem that I see a lot of people making when they train their chest is they don't even focus on that stretch, squeeze, and contraction. So a lot of the movements that we do, we get a big stretch, and we get a good squeeze and contraction. But then sometimes you don't want to get a contraction because it takes the stress off the muscle. For example, dumbbells. If I'm doing dumbbells, sometimes when you go up and get the squeeze and contraction and you lock out, your elbows pretty much just lock out so the tension's off your chest. So a lot of the times on dumbbells, what I'll do is just partial reps like that. Do you do that?
Yeah, partials.
And that way it just keeps the stress and the tension on the muscle. So you just have to understand when should you be getting a squeeze and contraction and when you should be keeping the tension on the muscle. Both are right and they both have their place.
Is like anything back here, too far, internally rotates, anything too far forward, all tricep. Your chest is the sweet spot. From like, I would say, of 100% rep, you look at like 80% to 20%. So anything lower than 20, you're gonna get front delt. Anything more than 80, you're gonna get tricep. So if you can work from like a 20 to 80 range, that's gonna be all chest, and that's obviously what Just the same way you can keep those partial reps and keep you pumping like that. We were speaking the other day, we have to do a video in Abu Dhabi one time.
Oxygen Gym. Yeah, I think we'll go there in a few weeks because, as you guys know, I'm starting like a 90-day transformation. So is Brad actually. But when you start something, you don't want to go balls to the walls right away. Like, I don't want to start my training crazy intense, crazy heavy, drop sets, supersets, hour of cardio a day, fish and asparagus every meal. Like, you have to gradually work into that. So even with my workouts at the moment, I'm trying to stay away from like supersets or drop sets or anything. We just want to like work and stimulate the muscle. Then as food increases or decreases and time goes on, you make adjustments. I'm dieting, so my food's gonna be coming down and my cardio is gonna be going up. But my goal is to gain muscle as well. So muscle grows from progressive overload. So over these next 12, 16, 20 weeks, I want to focus on my workouts getting more intense. So as you notice, we're not doing any crazy drop sets or 5 force reps by a spotter. We're kind of just training. But then as the weeks go by, we might start adding in supersets and drop sets. And by week 12, our workout should be killing us.
And then you've hit a nice peak stage though. You've built it up to that point.
You've built it up to that.
You start on week 12, it's very hard to
maintain that, and then also there's no room for that additional growth because you've already maxed out with what you're doing. So progressive overload is how muscle is built. So this is exactly what we're applying here. So what we're saying is we're going to go to another gym, which is Oxygen,
Abu Dhabi.
Oxygen in Abu Dhabi. Amazing gym. And we want to vlog this, obviously. But it just makes sense in a few weeks when our training's a little bit more ball to the walls. So why do you think the crypto's crashing? You think potential with what's going on with the world and the world war, or it's in line with the stock market that's crashing?
Here's my 2 cents on it. Yeah,
fear of recession.
I think I think if the recession comes, I think Bitcoin is the only outcome to save it.
Yeah.
I feel like that's the only thing that will keep going up.
Yeah.
So I think it could be like a panic, a bit of a pre-panic, but I think if a recession kind of hits, I think then a lot of things are liquidated back into Bitcoin and I think. And then plus I think, you know, if Trump was so strong to come into power, since Biden dropped out, and then obviously now he's kind of in the race now with somebody else, it's like, what will happen? But then again, still my opinion, regardless of what happens if he gets into power, he doesn't get into power, I still think it's just a delayed period then. You know, like I don't think it's anything other than just delayed from that point.
Yeah. And if you're a true Bitcoin maxi, you look at the long term, and I just can't see any other way where Bitcoin doesn't end up winning. Sure, it's going to have its pullbacks and its crashes here and there, but you should only look at that as a good thing. Be like, yes, I can buy Bitcoin at a cheaper price right now. So when I hold it for the next 5 years, it's going to be very, very good. And if you look at what's happening right now, everyone's panicking and selling. But who's buying? It's whales. It's whales that are buying like millions of dollars at once. And what do whales do when they buy? They hold. So constantly, it's moving to stronger hands. And all the paper hands are getting flushed out. So over the next 10 years of this happening, stronger hands are buying, stronger hands are holding. Supply versus demand, there can only ever be 21 million Bitcoin, so it becomes a no-brainer. And I think me and you have watched enough Michael Saylor to really be a true believer in Bitcoin.
You can listen to us, but then go listen to him. He's the if you listen to enough of Michael Saylor, he's the OG. He's gonna tie you over on everything.
Hey, but I know there is a lot of blood in the markets right now, and a lot of people are getting wrecked, especially those in like the altcoins. But you know, that's part of the crypto space, man. It's same with trading. Like, I do copy trading, and I literally just copy trades of professionals. But it's still trading, and they can still call bad trades. Even though they've made millions of dollars doing so, they can still call a bad trade. So even though I make a lot of money from copy trading, I can still have a loss here and there. Same with crypto, same with trading, same with stocks, same with real estate. Anything in life has its risk, and without a risk, there is no reward. And sometimes taking no risk is the biggest risk.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's what happens to most people. They're too scared of taking the risk, so they stay in their comfortable 9-to-5 job. That's the biggest risk, because you do that for the rest of your life.
Cool. Good. What's your opinion on why it's kind of taking a toll?
Yeah, many different things. I think panic because fear of like a recession coming, panic because of what's going on in the world right now, you know, potential World War III. And because of that, people panic and they sell. and the price goes down. And when people see price going down, more people panic. So they sell. And I think it's just a combination of all of that.
It's just a big panic thing, really.
It's just a big panic thing. Like, when I see the price going down, that's the last time I'm going to sell. You should be greedy when other people are fearful. And you should be fearful when other people are greedy.
I like that.
Everyone understands it the wrong way. The price goes down, so they sell. You should sell when the price is going up, bro. You should buy when it's down. Everyone's got it backwards, and that's why they end up losing money. And then because they've lost money in crypto, they think, oh fuck, I'm never doing that again.
It's a scam.
It's a scam. That's what annoys me the most, when people think it's a scam. I'm like, bro, you can't just expect everything to be a winner. There's gonna be bad picks. It's up and it's down. Fuck.
Right, you want to go
something different?
Yeah, we move.
Yeah.
We move. We're done here.
What are you thinking?
We could go like another flat press and then move into our last fly.
Yeah, I think so. So what we're going to do now, guys, we're going to go into another pressing movement. Reason being, I believe a pressing movement is probably the best thing that you can do to build chest. It allows you to put the most weight behind your chest. So yeah, we're going to go to a pushing exercise. That room or this room?
Just bought and the price drops again.
Oh yeah.
Like, I really thought at 55 last night, I thought, fuck, I bought more.
Yeah.
I woke up, it was fucking 50 this morning.
But that's what happens. You go and you buy the dip, but then you realize that wasn't the dip and the dip happens later. So then you buy on that dip, but then that's not even the dip because it dips again. It's always like that.
Yeah.
But as soon as you sell, what happens?
It keeps going up.
It goes like this. The hard thing with this gym is trying to find a machine because there's so many machines. You've got so many different variations. We'll go look for a flat press over here, eh? And that's another thing, guys. When you are training a muscle, any muscle, you should always go for what feels best. Like for triceps, over here, dumbbell extensions used to be my favorite, my bread and my butter. Now I feel it more in my elbow, so I don't really do it. So find what works for you. When I was doing this, I tried both handles, see what I feel the best connection to my chest. I prefer the upper handle, so I went with that. But I guess the biggest take home for you guys watching at home, when you're training chest, all the focus should be in your chest. So do whatever you can to put all the stress here and remove the stress from your shoulder and remove the stress from your tricep. So like I said in the earlier part of this video, my form for a lot of my chest exercises is to drop my traps down. So I drop my traps and I then pinch my shoulder blades back together and I puff my chest up. So instantly my chest is going to be more activated. Also, I really focus on not pushing forward with my shoulders. If I push forward and I roll over with my shoulders, my chest is deactivated. And this is how everyone ends up benching or doing any pushing movement. Your front delt is doing all of that. So make sure your elbows are not too high. You want to drop your elbows a little bit. But in saying that, you don't want to drop your elbows too much, because if you drop them too much, your triceps are going to end up pushing. So it's a balancing act. Puff your chest up, push with your chest, not your shoulders, drop your elbows, but not too much, and instead of pushing forward, push yourself back. If you do all of those things, that is the best thing that you can do to place maximum stress on the chest while eliminating the secondary muscles. Then, increase the weight while holding that form. So I'm not actually pushing the weight forward, I am pushing myself back.
This is the only gym that I used to have to get used to training with 15s at.
Oh,
I used to hate training with 15s because it was like, it was in the middle. It was either a 10 or it was a 20 for me. But now, turning here, to be honest, there's probably more 15 plates in here than 8.
There is, because most of the weights I find are 15.
Yeah. So I thought like I have to spend more time walking around looking for plates.
Yeah.
Or I just have to start accepting that 15s are how I'm going to train.
They're not common in most gyms.
No, they're not. Every gym that I trained at kind of up north in England, it's like you'd have like 4 15 plates and that's it.
Yeah.
In the full gym. It's just like to add up some weight. Mainly it's just 20, 10s and 5.
So what about recovery? What do you do for your chest or your body in general? Do you do stretching, deep tissue massage, foam rolling?
I stretch more now than ever than I did. I got injured a lot in the past, neglecting stretching, neglecting sleep, working. Look, I work like crazy, but now I've learned how to work like crazy and sleep good quality as well. And I just find my productivity is way better in the day like that. So probably one of the biggest recovery aspects that I've improved lately is actually sleep.
Yeah.
Yes, I might still only sleep 6, 7.5 hours, but I make sure that time is quality, where before it was never quality. Do a little bit of stretching as well, especially because, you know, for what I do is I sit at the desk all day, so I make sure I stretch out my hip flexors, protect my knees, things like this, yeah. When I come into the gym, I don't just like rush into the first exercise that I'm there for. I spend 5-10 minutes, warm my body up, prepare my body. Yeah. And another crazy thing is that I noticed a massive difference in. For example, if I'm in the UK, I have to warm up 15 minutes before a session because my body's so cold. I find when I travel and I'm in a hotter country, I find like in injury prevention, touch wood, I don't want to say this too much, but like I feel like I can get to it a lot quicker. And my joints feel amazing.
Yeah.
But when I train in a colder country, I have to spend 15 minutes of just solid warming up.
Yeah.
Even if I do legs and I just ride the bike non-stop for 15 minutes. Because if I come in and I train legs, my knees just don't feel good at all.
Yeah.
So recovery and warm-up, I've kind of took big kind of priority with.
I'm more cautious and conscious about my warm-ups now as well. Like I stretch a little bit more. Prior to doing, you know, a set, I'll do like a warm-up set where I should just jump straight into it. And injury prevention, like we said before, is always the most important thing. If your muscles are tight, you know, there's just more chance for it to tear or even a ligament to pull off. But it's quite funny if you think about it. Like, as humans, we do so much like injury prevention and all of this. But if you look at any animal, like a cheetah when it sees a gazelle, just boom. You don't see a cheetah doing like its stretches and its, you know, warm-ups before it goes to chase, you know? But I think this is because what we do is such a daily thing, and our goal is to move as much weight as possible with correct form. And if you're doing this for 10 plus years, something's going to go at some point. So to best protect that is to pay attention to your warm-up and your stretching and your massages and all that.
Like I try to say this, the greatest physiques, bodybuilding and a lifestyle doesn't make a difference, are built from longevity of being consistent. Consistently doing the right thing day in, day out, over and over again, making years and years of progress. What slows down progress? Well, one of the main things that slows down progress is injury. So how can you prevent getting injured? I don't necessarily think you can stop getting injured. You're going to have them pullback periods, but you can prevent getting injured. And if you prevent getting injured, your longevity and consistency is going to improve a lot, which wraps around to what I just first said. That's what builds the greatest physiques. So 5-10 minutes. A lot of people, I can't be bothered to stretch. It's a 5-10 minute investment out of your day to then stop yourself getting injured. And if you can't value that 5-10 minutes, then maybe you can value the £2,000, $2,000 physio appointment that you have to have every time your pec goes. That's fine. But you either prioritize a little bit at the time, or you just end up with weeks and months out of training and big physio bills. Either way works.
Either way, you're going to be paying that time.
Exactly, that's it. And the way I say that, people might think that's a bit weird, but if you don't prioritize the 5-10 minutes of your stretching, you're going to pay it down the line anyway.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Awesome. Anything else or another chest exercise? We can go one more fly maybe.
What about
Yeah,
here?
this one. Perfect. This is actually a really nice fly, I like it.
If it comes forward. Hopefully I can put my back on more of an arch. Let's see. Yeah, that's good.
And that's probably another mistake that a lot of you guys make. We're all built differently. We all have different shapes to our body and, you know, upper body, arms, different lengths. So don't just get on the machine that your training partner is using and use it like he is using. You may need to adjust it by putting the seat lower or adjusting the back pad. You need to make it suit specifically for you. And that's why Brad just adjusted something before. Because when he got on it and used it the way that I used it, it didn't click right for him. So he wanted to adjust something. Because at the end of the day, what we're both trying to do is do the most activation here. So I'll see what this feels like and maybe I might need to adjust it back. It's probably all right for me as well.
All right. Just pulling that back pad allowed me to get more stretch, you know?
That felt really good. Chest day, best day.
So
10 or 15?
go up 10. $10 or 15, he didn't even give me the 5 option.
What are you up to after this?
Stop my work. Stop work. So always, like, my daily routine is always, I'm robotic, everything that I do. Wake up, do my first work block when I wake up. But first of all, when I get up in the morning, I like to do some sort of kind of meditation, then go into my first work block, come here, see a few guys, see a few clients in the gym, then I train, and then after that, dive into my second work block of the day, take a small break, dive into the third work block of the day, and every single day.
Yeah, very similar.
I'm dieting at the minute, so this morning for my first, I says dieting, not dying. Don't get the accent mixed up. The first 2 meals have actually been no carb for me.
No carb?
No, I didn't have carbs this morning. None. My first meal was just whole eggs in the morning, and then my second meal there was just that we just grabbed a quick protein shake before we started, because I ate my first meal earlier than what I had planned this morning, and I didn't want to leave such a long gap now before I trained. I also didn't have enough kind of time there to eat a meal, so I just grabbed a quick shake before we train, and then obviously my meals will match now for the rest of the day.
Do you count your calories at the moment, or?
I don't count calories. Well, I do and I don't. I pretty much, I track my protein intake a lot. I track my carb intake a lot. And my fat intake almost stays roughly the same every day.
Yeah.
So as long as my fats are balanced enough to balance blood sugar, that's all I want. Then what I do is I cycle my carbohydrates. Protein, give or take, stays the same.
Yeah.
So pretty much protein and fats I like to keep stable.
Yeah.
And then I cycle the carbs. When I cycle the carbs, then that then cycles calories.
So why do you cycle your carbs? Like have more carbs on the muscles that you find more important, like a back or a leg day, or
I
is it just how you feel?
When I was trying to put on more size, that's not really my goal now.
Yeah.
I cycle my carbs because it allows me to stay in shape very easy. Obviously, my goal now is to get back into good shape, but it allows me to get in shape very quick.
Yeah.
And it allows me to stay in shape very quick.
Yeah.
For example, if I cycle my carbs and me and Joseph go eat at a restaurant tonight, and we eat steak, we eat fries, we eat dessert, whatever we do. And I know I'm going to do that today. I'm going to treat today as a high carb day. So my full day is going to be high carbs. Meaning tomorrow and the next day is probably going to be low carbs. So what I do is I cycle those carbs round. One, it allows me to go out and enjoy time with friends and eat out and eat some nice food. And then it allows me to just get back on track the next day and keep my metabolism burning all the time. And then I track it between two weights. Sounds confusing, but you know, once you get the gist of it, it becomes really easy.
Once you've been doing it for some time, it becomes normal. Put a sculpture of me in the gym. So every day post-workout, I get a post-workout shake.
From the shops, is it?
Either the Acai Pro or the Berrylicious. Today, I got 2 Berrylicious. Basically what it is, it's blueberry, strawberry, blackberry, raspberry, protein. And then I've got my secret powder, which is my creatine and my collagen. And then Brad got an Acai Pro, which is what I sometimes get, which is almond milk, acai, peanut butter, and protein. If you come to Benos Gym, you have to get one of those 2 shakes.
Let me know.
Two Berrylicious. Done and dusted. Chest day, best day is done in the books. Hopefully you guys learned a lot of tips and tricks on what not to do when it comes to training chest. And you can apply that to your own chest training. Anyway, I'm gonna dig into my protein shakes and we'll see you in the next video. And if you guys don't know Brad, go and follow him on Instagram. We'll put his Instagram on the screen right there.
When you're too big, you buy 2 protein shakes, not 1.
And there's yours, Brad.
Thank you very much.
Awesome.
Awesome. Thank you very much.